Welcome back to another episode of the Everything Edition podcast. I am here today with Aldia John. You can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Liyah. I have two businesses and I'm a YouTuber.
You double dabble in a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, basically.
So first, I want to talk about and jump into your businesses. So you have two small businesses, Studio Aldia and Shop Aldia. So give me a little intro to both of these businesses.
Yeah, okay. So they kind of became businesses, but they started off as basically passion projects. Studio Aldia is basically my space for my art, my digital artwork, and then the shop is jewelry based, basically.
Okay, so what was your journey like into creating art? And you said the transition from your passion project into an actual business.
Yeah, so it's kind of a crazy story. None of it was ever intentional, really. What had happened is my favorite YouTuber, one of her fans made this. They call them like outlines. Basically, it's the original picture, but it has like a drawing over it to like enhance it, make it look cute or whatever. And she posted that to her story, and I found it so cute, and I really wanted one. And it was kind of out of character for me to reach out to the artists or whatever to see if they had like commissions open, because I don't really like DM people or like take that leap often. This happened like a few years ago, probably 5 years ago at this point. And I don't know, I just took the leap and I decided to DM them, and they actually never responded. So I was like, okay, I'll just learn to do it myself. So I started to do it myself, and I was involved in a small YouTuber community. I don't know, Jem, if you're familiar with, like on Instagram, there's like a small YouTuber, like if you follow the hashtag, you interact with other YouTubers. So yeah, I had a group of people who we kind of supported each other in that journey. And then I posted my cartoon. I used it as like my profile picture, like a branding thing. And they were interested in it. So I made a couple for them for free. And I would say if it weren't for the encouragement of those people, because one specific girl had encouraged me to make a separate Instagram. If it was not for that, I probably would have never made that page and then started taking like actual commissions. But yeah, it just kind of blossomed into a thing on its own. It kind of happened naturally. It was not really intentional.
Because you actually made my channel art for my YouTube channel. And I'm absolutely obsessed with it to this day.
Yeah. It's really like while I'm learning to do these things, I'm glad I get like the chance to work with people who are interested in it and they trust in like my process, and it all just works out in the end.
And I feel like once you're very passionate about something, and for you, that's definitely passion because it transitioned from a passion project to a business. So I feel like people who do support you, who see, they know that you put 100% into whatever you're doing.
For sure, for sure. It's not just like a shortcut. Oh, let me just see if I can do this to get a quick book. It's like I actually want them to have a good something that could represent the channel and what they want to like show the world about themselves. Yeah, so intros, portraits, cartoons. I love doing the animations. Still kind of learning on that, but yeah.
Okay, so Shop Aldia. I personally love this. Like I'm coming from a place that I am your customer, so I know that I'm getting quality things. I've had a necklace from you since early 2021. I remember your first launch, and
Yeah.
I have a necklace with the wire of my name, and it is still good to this day. I've gone into seawater, I've bathed with it countless times. So this is quality stuff you're getting at a very reasonable price. So what was your
Yeah.
motivation behind this passion project?
This one started off. It stemmed from YouTube. YouTube is like has a special place in my heart forever. Anytime I have like an idea of something I want to, not that the wire name necklace is an original idea of mine, but if I want to try my hand at like making something, I decided to record it and share it to YouTube. And I shared making this wire name necklace, which was a difficult process for me. But in the end, it turned out kind of cute. And that was really the end of it. But from the minute I uploaded the video, it was received well by like my community, and they encouraged me. They was like, "Oh, start a business, start a business." And I was like, "No, that's not like too much stress. I had too much to get into, especially because I wanted to simply focus on YouTube. I don't see myself. Also, if I start something, I kind of want to see it being having a place in my future. So I didn't see myself as like a jewelry maker, you know. But in the end, it kind of goes well with my brand on the art aspect. But anyways, yeah, so after they encouraged me, I kind of let it go. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. And then the new year, January 2021, I don't know what it says about the new year, like something in the air. I just wanted to do something new. And I was like, let me just order this wire and these bags. And I'm just going to do these necklaces. Like, and then it just, from there, it just like took on a thing of its own. It just kept growing into several different jewelry pieces, and you know.
Because aren't you on your third volume now?
Actually, four.
Okay,
the past volume, 4, yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure how much like I'm gonna continue with it. That's actually one of the struggles. Like, constantly coming up with new ideas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, I kind of just go with the emotions. I like having after like I finish a volume, I like having that blank space where I could come up with new stuff. So we'll see where it goes.
So now that, okay, you have a small business and a creative small business, I know that some people, when they have a business, they collab with other like artists or even people that are into that creative process to bring out a volume. So would you see yourself probably partnering with someone to create a volume? So like blank X Aldia?
It's possible. In the past, like growing up, I would definitely shy away from something like that. But since starting a business, interacting with a lot of customers, some of my customers are creatives as well. I'm kind of opening up to being more social in the business aspect, especially when it comes to networking and stuff. So if the opportunity arises, it could definitely happen. I've seen a few brands I would love to work with, actually. But yeah.
Okay. And why gemstones?
Okay, gemstones. I've always been fascinated with gemstones. Sometimes I spend time on YouTube just watching these guys go into these mines and discover like these beautiful stones. Something about it, I think, is that they're so like colorful and pretty, and you don't expect that from like this like green dirt, you know. And the fact that it's natural is just very fascinating to me. And especially the cutting videos, they're like these normal looking rocks. Well, to the naked eye, they might look like just average rocks, and then when they cut them open, it's like all these pretty stones inside. Yes, it's always been fascinating to me, and it's important in my businesses that I share something that I truly care for. So I enjoy sharing the different stones and launching new stones, introducing new stones so that people can put it in their wire name necklace or have the bracelets and stuff like that.
And it gives them, something to kind of believe in. Like, keep one on nature, We're supposed to be one on nature. So I feel like you're promoting all of that and keeping your business very true to yourself in the midst of all that's going on.
Exactly.
So with that, what are some ups and downs you have owning 2 small businesses, and if you have any tips for small businesses or people who want to open a business?
Yes, I have a bit of advice that I've actually never shared before, so I will share that. But when it comes to the ups and downs, the most difficult part, but it's also kind of exciting, is like trying to keep persons engaged, especially because my business survives off of Instagram, and Instagram engagement depends on like consistency, you know. If it's harder to like rebuild it if it falls off, or if I stop, or if people lose interest. So I have to constantly work to come up with these new ideas. What should I post today? New story posts. Like, I can't just share my post to my story like on a blank thing. I have to put some text on it. I have to add some color. I have to add some images. I have to stick to this Y2K aesthetic that I have to keep people engaged and and loving what Shop Aldia is. So yeah, that's difficult, but also I like that space. I don't know if you've ever experienced like maybe you might be done with with a YouTube video and you might be like, okay, what's next? And you get to sit and actually like think of something. I don't know if that's exciting for you.
Yeah, and then when you come up with like, oh my gosh, like, that video that you just keep planning for until it's the time to film, and you have everything that you want, you know exactly how this part is going to be filmed before you even finish filming it, you know how you want to edit it.
Yes, exactly.
And what was your advice?
Right, my advice. I have 3 pieces of advice. The first part I've actually never shared, and I think it's kind of obvious, but a lot of people take it for granted, and that's the difference it makes to like constantly post. Because I have products available on my page that are in stock, they're available to purchase, but persons might not visit your page like as often as you may expect, or people don't just stumble on your page without you posting. So constantly posting, I know it can be embarrassing sometimes to be promoting your business, especially on your private page, like constantly every day. Some people might not be comfortable with that, but you can't be shy when it comes to promoting and constantly posting, because I've had products sitting like on the shelf, figuratively, because it's online, but sitting on the shelf for some time, and like it's there, but from the minute I post it on my story, persons they're interested in like sales increase. So you have to definitely post. And the second advice is customer service and transparency. When you're in business mode, it's not like a friend thing, you have to be professional. People really appreciate professional service, and you being straightforward with them, providing information even though they didn't ask for it, because they might be wondering, and being transparent. Like, for example, if something goes out of stock, you want to be transparent that, okay, you expect things in 3 weeks, but it may not happen. Don't set a date and say, yeah, it's going to happen then. Because then if it doesn't happen and the person waiting and then you're like, you message them the day after like, oh yeah, I didn't forget you, but that can't work. You have to be really transparent with them that you're not sure about certain stuff, and, because some stuff are out of our control,
Especially with the shipping.
Yeah, especially with the shipping. And the third one is just being open to research, but you have to be passionate about it. Because sometimes I try to research certain stuff, but if I don't want to, like, if I'm not really into this thing at the moment, I would just like have the tabs open and never actually go into it. But when you're into it, you like go digging and searching, and you're actually curious, So yeah.
Okay, so we did touch on YouTube a little bit here and there, but I want to dive into it. So, when did you start making YouTube videos?
Okay, I started making YouTube videos 2015. Yeah. But I have to say that my YouTube journey has never been like on a straight, having a YouTube channel, I think, and uploading certain types of videos is like two different. So like I've been making videos since 2015, but I would say I started making the videos that I currently make in that style as of like 2 years ago.
Like you found what you want, like you kind of found where you want to take your channel.
Right, exactly.
And that's hard to come by, because sometimes you're still trying to find what you want to post, what you want to film, but still being true to yourself and not getting like caught up in all the trends and the pranks and all of that.
Exactly.
So YouTube is, from what I get, one of your main passions. So what drives you to just keep creating? Like, what's the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, my goal is my main inspiration that keeps me going. where I get like specific inspiration for specific videos. That I'm actually not sure. It just like happens. It's like stuff like I don't know. I might be sitting eating lunch and then I decide, oh, this might, ideas just pop into my head when it comes to that. And I have a note app on my phone. I have over 100 ideas, but all of them would not see the light of day. Probably only 5 out of those 100 ideas will possibly, actually be uploaded. So I don't know. They just kind of pop into my head. Yeah.
Because I watch your videos and I honestly love them because personally, from someone who knows you in real life, you're the exact same person online and in person, and that's very appreciated because I feel like even sometimes in social media, even sometimes when you still want to be true to yourself, you get caught up, and you can probably put on this persona because that's what you think people want to see, but then it moves from a place of you wanting to do it for yourself, and it moves to a place of you want to do it for people.
For sure, for sure. And it happens during editing too. I'm like, there'll be parts of a video where I'm talking like regular stuff, like as if I'm talking to a friend. And I'm like, people not trying to see this. They're trying to see me comb my hair. I should just cut this out. But I'm like, at the same time, it might be beneficial to somebody. And I do want to build that connection with people. So I leave it in. And I'm comfortable sharing like who I am and my beliefs and my thoughts on the internet. So.
Because like even me too, when I'm editing or even when I'm filming, I'm like, nobody want to hear this.
Right.
Like, who is really listening to this? But then you kind of have to remind yourself that I'm making these videos basically for me. There is going to be someone out there that's not going to like them. But there is some person that will like them. Even if that's 1 out of 50, then so be it.
Exactly.
Because then if it's 1 out of 50, then another 1 out of 50, it's going to add up.
Right. It's not going to be for everybody for sure. I was going to say that's going to be important to keep in mind because you can't necessarily like force your school friends or people you went to school with to like you can't expect them, not because they like you as a person, to be interested in your YouTube and stuff. You have to go out there and find your niche, not your niche, sorry. You have to build your own community of people who are genuinely interested in those types of videos.
Because too, when you said like the people who you hang around every day with, like they know your life, they see you and they see every part of it. So I feel like it's not uncommon for them. Some of them, they would watch it or they will have it in the background to give you the view. But for example, like some of my friends, they witness everything that goes on in my life. They're probably there when I'm filming the video, so they will give it a like, they would have it on to give me the view. But it's like they're supporting me, but it's like, okay, we know what's going on, we know who you are. But there's that group of people that you don't know that could probably relate to you, or you just give them some sense of happiness.
Right, exactly.
And being that YouTube and social media is so big these days, and it's something that both of us happen to be in, what's your take on trying to not let social media consume every part of your life?
Yeah. This really depends on how somebody uses, like, it depends on what space you find yourself on social media, because some persons could use social media to just like keep up with family, friends. They're barely on their phone. Some people like that, they don't scroll through Twitter, Instagram, anything. And then there are some people like me who are always on these apps, like just scrolling through. But I do think it's important that you understand yourself first, because there's a lot of let me see how I could explain this. Differentiating between social media fabrications and reality is really a skill you have to develop on your own, because to me it's similar to friendships, friend groups, because there's reality online and then there's other people who might just post stuff just because it fit like a certain aesthetic for them. There's like a lot of toxic trolling, like fake, this whole fake persona that might not even be that person in real life. They will go online, especially Twitter, and like You know, like the future behavior and stuff, and then in real life they're like real chill and
Exactly.
honest people.
Especially
Yeah,
the cancel culture.
exactly, exactly. Right. So you have to know yourself, because if you go online and you engage with all this stuff, and some people you could take it as jokes, like, oh, this is funny, like this and stuff. But you might see, oh, my friend liked this, so they must believe it's true. And if you're impressionable, you start to think, no, this is life, and it really isn't. So you have to differentiate between those kind of fabrications, that's just jokes and trolling and fake toxic stuff, and actual real life. And I was gonna compare it to friendships, because sometimes you would have your friends who you like just go on the road with, you know, hang out with today possibly, but you won't share like intimate personal details with about your life with them. And then you have your friends who go through all emotions with you. So, and that differentiating between the two is a skill, because you have to know who to share certain parts of your life with. And it's the same online. You have to know what's real from what's fake, who to engage with, and who is, you know, not who they actually portray themselves to be.
Yeah, and even because I feel like with YouTube and even with, because with YouTube you have to tie in your Instagram to keep people, keep it going, to keep engagement up. And then with your businesses, I feel like when you put yourself out there, you have to know what you're gonna share. I think if YouTube is very personal, especially with the vlogging and just those regular sit down videos, you kind of have to know what to share, because putting all your information out there or putting certain information out there, people can take that and people can run with it.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's security. You have to be very careful with that too, because you can't let although you want people to like know you on a personal level so that they could relate or like find comfort in you, like you said before. Also, you don't want people to, it's a thin line. You can't have people expecting, not everybody's the same, but some people consume like these people online differently. Some people think it's their real life friends, so that if they see them on the street, it's like, but yeah, you just have to be cautious.
Yeah, and especially what you say, because even sometimes when I'm if I choose to edit a video right after I film it, I would refilm parts, because it's so easy to be taken out of context. And I feel like if there's some people that just go and wait to hear you say something, that they can take it out of context with and run with it. It's like, let me refilm this part. And it there's so much that goes into YouTube and even putting yourself out there that I feel like some people truly don't understand.
Yeah, and it all leads to that cancel culture, like you mentioned. So, yeah.
Twitter is one social media that I don't just scroll and mind my business.
Yeah.
So to wrap up this interview, I want to know, Liyah, you have said countless times before, Ali, do you have an obsession with Liyah?
I don't have an obsession, but I actually want to share like a piece of, like, not like a little, like a flex, possibly. I don't know how you would receive this, but I mentioned before communities online. I actually fell into a Lil Yachty fan base community, and that led me to being able to receive unreleased music, chill with Yachty on a call, Like, we actually got to video call with him, just like a couple of us, 5 of us, and interact with him whenever he chooses to come into the chat and stuff. So if there's somebody out there that you like, the internet makes the world extremely small. Interact with them, into the community. You never know what might happen.
Sis, that is a flex. That is
a flex. Yeah, for sure. And I'm actually his moderator on Discord and Twitch.
That along with some other people. I don't know what you want to say. That's a flex. Well, you heard it here. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first.
Yes, use the internet to your advantage.
Yes, that's the number one. That's the number one part of this. Use because you never know what doors it can open for you.
Exactly.
So I just want to thank you so much for taking your time out to be with me here today. Hopefully this is not the last time we see you. I will have
Thank
all of
you.
her information linked in the description box. When you just want to sign out, if there's anything you want to say to the listeners.
Thank you for having me. I just want to say to you, and yeah, just use the internet wisely. Use it the way that you see fit. Wait, no, I want to read it out. Yeah, thank you for having me, and use the internet carefully and use it to your advantage.
Okay. So this was another episode of the Everything Edition podcast, and I'll see you in the next one.